Om. 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 Hi, everyone. As you know, we are studying the Sathya Sai Vahini, uh, chapter 12, where Swami is discussing about later texts of Sanatana Dharma. Last week, there were some mentions about time by Swami. And so we spent most of the time discussing about time last week. With those words, I will stop and let's read the slide which we read last week, and then we can proceed. Thank you.
The question might arise, for what reason are some born in happiness and some in misery? They have done neither good nor evil to be treated so unequally. True, they have not done anything in this life. They are only just born, but they had done good or evil in previous lives. The consequence of what was done in the previous life has to be experienced in this life. Now we can arrive at two conclusions on which all sects of Hinduism are agreed. The Buddhists and the Jains also accept these two. Every one of us has a firm belief that life is eternal. It could not have originated from nothing. That is impossible. If it had come out of some inert slime or mud, it would have been inert and inactive. All things put together will disintegrate. All that is bound by time will end in time. If life started only yesterday, it cannot last beyond tomorrow. If it has roots, the roots shall go dry, and the tree cannot survive forever. Life must have been existent ever since the cosmos has been in existence. It does not require argument to understand truth. Do we not see that all modern sciences are tending to confirm more and more assuringly and clearly the revelations made in the texts and scriptures of Bhagavad? This too has to be accepted someday. Oh, sorry, Sairam, uncle, you're muted.
So thank you, Kalya. I'll open it up for discussion if anyone would like to share any thoughts on any of the other aspects which Swami has mentioned here. And Swami is talking about reincarnation, previous lives, past lives. Um, if everyone is okay, maybe we will can always come back if necessary. Yes, Sanjay.
Sarah Moreno, I think you made this point last time or a couple of weeks ago as to why Swami is now transitioning from talking about the texts to talking about um, this karma, right? And I think you kind of hinted to something that Swami is laying the foundation for this that is supposed to come up later. It might be interesting to understand a little bit why, at this point, right after speaking about the text, Swami talks about this. Maybe discuss that a little bit.
Okay.
If you have thoughts or anyone has any thoughts, why at this juncture, right after talking about the Smritis, Shrutis, and Shrutis, Smritis, and Puranas, Swami is um, going into this topic.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjay. So I'll open it up for anyone. This transition by Swami while talking about the text, going into time, even actions, life, etc. If anyone would like to have any thoughts about it, if anyone has any thoughts, please share, Saira. So I think maybe I will go because Swami is, we are talking about texts, spiritual texts, which explain what is life. Because the reality is Vedas also talk about why the purpose of life, what is the goal of life, why we are born. These are questions which the Vedic texts answer. So as part of that, if the inequality which we see in life is not understood, the answer to about life itself is questionable. So it will not be complete. And once that is brought about, uh, then the question would ask, what about when did action take place? When did creation take place? These are questions which all these texts try to answer because that's the purpose of all these texts also. Because Swami has already mentioned the value in latter texts. So the thing is, the value in the text is possible only if they answer all potential questions related to life itself. Why are we born? Why are we born like this? So from where to go? What's the purpose? And I think Swami is sort of bringing about, the value of the Veda text. This another Dharma text is that they're not giving any room for any area of doubt. People, it should be foolproof or it should answer potentially. Even if it's a theory, the theory has to answer any potential question in a manner which will be acceptable to people of reason. And that is the value of these texts. The value of these texts is that they are capable of answering any questions anyone may pose um, in a convincing manner. I think that's what Swami is trying to, uh, uh, explain to us so that we understand and we have conviction, we have faith in the infallibility of the Vedas and the Vedantic texts. I think that's the purpose, in my view, which Swami is. I think Swami will give examples of various, I think, other texts, what they tackle and so on. So I will stop here. That's what I sort of gleaned from it, Saira. Yes, Brother Kerry, please go ahead.
Well, just another question not related to the first question. So, not to simplify it, but is everything that we are experiencing in this lifetime based on past karmas? And if not, how do we differentiate to be able to recognize that it's our karmic burden that we are paying off and to be successful in it?
Very good question, brother. How can we be sure that we are paying off the karmic burden? Um, it's a question Brother Kerry is asking. Anyone who would like to respond? Your thoughts on how do we know? How are we sure that we have a karmic burden? How can we say that what we are working out is the karmic burden or the karma, the fruits of the karmas which we have engaged in? So I will stop here. I will open it up for anyone to discuss their points of view or their understanding. Saira. Okay, if no one is going, maybe I will go. See, the thing is, in this world, even if we leave out our past actions, every day when we want to achieve something, we do something because we believe only the action can bring about the result. All of us, if you want to eat something, you have to put something in the mouth. That is action, so that the stomach will be. So the thing is, I think every human being on earth believes in action. They also believe that by action, we will bring about a result which we can experience. That's fundamental belief for anyone. Even if it is, if it was a baby who is hungry, it knows it has to suckle. Because only the action of suckling can give us satisfaction. So action and its result and our experience is cannot be doubted by anyone in this world. So the past action is only an extrapolation of the same fact, because in this world, whatever we see it's happening is because of an action, a result is happening. So we are just taking it backwards. So that is what the Hindu philosophy has, the sages have done. And they have also done further research on the evidences which they have seen in certain cases where people have memory of past actions, past lives. And even if we take our current life, where we are today is based on, even if we leave our past life, whatever we did from our birth till today is what we are today here. Whether what we know, our health, our strength, our skills, everything is based on whatever we have done from birth till today, at least. But the Sanatana Dharma take you to another level. They say, no, you are building on top of whatever you have built in the previous lives. So it is just an extension of the present logic which appeals to everyone. If I don't believe in action, I will not do anything. None of us will attend this study circle if we feel it's a wasted exercise. I think, we think there is some value, something we learn, something we discuss, even some joy we get out of it, I think. So I think action, karma and the karmic fruits is an infallible truth accepted and experienced by everyone in this world. So that's why they said karma is God. Action itself is considered God, that's all. And because if action is God and God is eternal, action is also eternal. I think that is the belief. At least in the physical plane, that's what happens. So this is, I think Swami has touched upon some of this in other talks also. So Sai Ram. Yes, Brother Dasan.
Yeah, Sairam brother. Even if we take the karma, we can divide it into Sangita karma, Prata karma, Agami karma. It is in the Vedas. So in the Vedas, we believe that one. So we have to accept whatever in this life we are going through. Is it Sanchita karma or Prata karma? So Agami karma mean whatever we are doing in this birth. And Prata karma, whatever we are bringing from the Sanchita karma. So we are going through the karma then. In this way, we can believe the karma is there. Thank you, brother Saira.
Sai Ram, brother. Just to elaborate a little bit of what you were saying. See, many of us think we experience only what we bring with us. Actually, that's not true. Prarabdha means whatever is begun. Prarabdha means whatever is begun. If today you are getting a stomach ache because you ate something which was not good yesterday, that you didn't bring from your last life. But that's an action you began yesterday. Any action begun is prarabdha. I think which people miss. They think I must have done. No, yesterday you ate something wrong. That's why you stomach ache. Not because you ate something last life. Okay. So I think which people miss. But the difference is whatever you have started, the result may take different amount of time. Swami has given this. If you cut your finger, blood will flow. Not because something happened last birth. Today you cut your finger, blood is flowing. If you eat, it will take 1 day to digest. Some things will take, you plant a seed, it will take you maybe a few weeks or months. But you have begun all these actions. So prarabdha means, brother, not what you bring, whatever has begun. So I thought I will just mention that. Sanchita is storage which is still in dormant state. You have not pulled it out of the quiver of arrows. Okay, which also you can do. But that's not. Agami means everything. Every day today also you are doing action. As you take every step, you are performing an action. That is Agami karma. All of them are happening at the same time. So I thought I will, because some of these meanings are given in texts by people who have not, Swami has covered many of these very well. So I think we should have a good understanding of what action is and what are these three different groups of actions. I hope. Sorry about it. But I thought it's better to clarify. And somebody else had raised the hand. I forgot who it was. They put it on. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Raman, I just wanted to say the very act of birth itself shows that we have karma to burn. Because in one sense, it's more of other than if we take avatars and sages and so on, where it is more of a descent that is happening for the benefit of mankind. But the very act of birth itself says that we are here with what we have carried forward from our earlier birth. And so I would say that, and then from then on, the moment birth, because Swami always says, like Brahma puts that mala, the karma mala around one's neck as they are born. So that itself signifies that the very act of being born says that we have things that are carried over from the previous birth. And then what happens is at every instant, like what you are mentioning with Sanchita, Agami, and Prarabdha, we start generating with the very act of breathing when life happens, that itself starts accumulating karma again. Because in the process of breathing, what we are doing, the intake and outtake and output, is it affecting any microbes, that kind of a thing? Anything and everything subsequent to birth also leads to action, and every action in turn generates a reaction, reflection, resound. All of that keeps coming till we cut loose from the sense of the doership. So essentially, I think it comes to a phase that so long as the small I exists, the carry forward of karma keeps existing until unless the small I merges totally in the capital I. When then at that instant, apparently still the person exists and they keep carrying forward the things, but they are totally untouched by any of the reaction, reflection, resound. So just wanted to add that side.
Okay, thank you, Sai Satish. Does anyone have anything to say? Or yes, Swami.
Sairamna. So I think we also learned about this, how karma yoga works, and that it is our responsibility to do the best of the karma and not wait for what is to come and what's the results, etc. And the significance and the worthwhileness of the karma is that, we shouldn't be like do this karma for the sake of karma and not expect any results or wait or anticipate on results for it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Sanjay.
Saira Amarno, I was wondering if we may read the Telugu for these two lines. It's the where Swami says, "True, they have done nothing in this life. They are only just born, but they had done good or evil in previous lives. The consequences of which," that is one line, and the second one is in the next paragraph. Every one of us has the firm belief that life is eternal. It could not have originated from nothing. You could finally read those sections in the Telugu, please.
Okay. Auntie.
Yeah.
The question might arise, Auntie, from there. Sorry. That paragraph.
ఈ జన్మము చేయకపోవచ్చును. From there, is it? కార్యములు వారేమీ చేయలేదే.
Yes, Auntie. Yes.
Sorry. జన్మించుటకు ఏమి కారణము? ఈ వ్యత్యాసములు కల్పించు కార్యములు వారేమీ చేయలేదే.
So
previous.
what is the reason for being born like that? They have not done anything to make those differentiations or differences which we see.
నిజమే, ఈ జన్మమున చేయకపోవచ్చును,
Yes, true. They may have not performed those actions in this life,
కానీ పూర్వ జన్మమున చేసిరి.
but they have done it in the past, the
ఆ
previous life.
ఆ పురాకృత కర్మయే భిన్నతకు కారణము.
The actions which were done earlier on like that are the reason for those differences which we perceive.
మనకందరికీ ఏకీభావము గల రెండు సిద్ధాంతములను ఇప్పుడు కై గైకొందుము.
So we will look at two principles or two philosophical principles which we have received no అంటే కైకూడదు.
కైగొందుము. Let us take it up.
Let's take up these two things.
ఈ విషయమున హిందువులు మాత్రమే కాక బౌద్ధ మతం వారు, జైనులు కూడా అంగీకారము కలిగి ఉన్నారు.
In this, not only the Hindus, even Buddhists as well as Jains also acknowledge this.
జీవము నిత్యమనియే మన అందరి భావము.
All of our faith or belief is life is eternal.
అది శూన్యము నుండి ఉత్పత్తి కాలేదు.
It did not originate from emptiness or from nothing.
అట్లగుట అసంభవము.
That is not possible.
You want me to read further?
I think Sanjay, I think you got whatever you wanted.
Yeah, that is it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Saira.
Sorry.
In the Telugu, I don't think that sentence about the tree and the root is there. If it has roots, the roots shall go dry and the tree cannot survive.
I don't think it is root.
That is it? What is
Tree? Did she mention about tree?
Yes, in the English, there's a line. It says, if life started only yesterday, it cannot last beyond tomorrow. If it has roots, the roots shall go dry and the tree cannot survive forever.
Oh, yeah. That is not here, I think.
I think there is one line at Samula Vinas Daniki Samula Vinas Chittamu.
Oh, yeah, correct.
See, Jivamu Ninnane Prarambamai Undenani Repe Adi Antamu Tirunu. If life started yesterday, it will definitely end tomorrow.
దానికి సమూలము
Samula Vinashamu Siddhamu. For it will be completely eradicated from its roots. That's what Swami says. It will be completely destroyed from its roots.
Okay.
Yeah, there I think it is.
Then Swami says, Jivamu Atlukaka Anadiyai Sagi Vachichu. That means life should have come about from without any origin. Eternally, something of that sort. Anadi means it doesn't have even an origin.
In Vedanta, is there a definition for life?
Life is eternal, it says,
No, Auntie, what is life? Kalyani wants to know what is life.
He's not referring only to the living and non-living beings. Is it something more than that?
I think it's more than that. I think because you ask, because Jiva itself is that which lives. But then you can ask, is only sentient things living or insentient things? Jada is also living. I think that's your question. Whether the word Jiva covers everything. See, in the ultimate philosophy, everything which has come into being has come into being. Okay. So I think it has a life, but it may not be manifesting Chaitanya. the Jada. I think, in the ultimate Advaita, that's where they go. But Swami has. So there are differences between each of the schools of philosophy, even in, Dvaita, Advaita, and Vishishtadvaita. But in the Advaita principle, they will say everything is life. Because everything is life, because everything is Brahman. I think I will put it that way. I don't know. We have not come across so far from Swami, so I think we'll leave it at
Sai Ram,
Sai Ramati.
how do we take that jiva? Is it soul, atma, or the reflection of the atma in the Chidabhasa? Is it Chidabhasa which is eternal, or what Swami is trying to tell us? Or the Atman? Atman is, of course, everybody knows that it's eternal. Here, life, should it be taken as jiva? Swami has given jiva. Is it that jiva with the reflection of the Pratigatman in the mind?
Yeah, Auntie, here, I think you are talking about the Jivatma, because
Yeah.
the Atman, but Kalyani was asking about Jivam, life.
Yeah, that's jiva.
But when we Jivatma, you are right. It is the Atma, Pratyekatma, which has intertwined with mind and body.
Yeah,
It
it
becomes the
has.
Jivatma. It is so intertwined that it confuses that it is mind or.
Yeah.
Then it is called a Jivatma because it is caught in the life. It's caught in the life of samsara. I think that's the thing. But so I think Kalyan's question. So then, what is this life? Which is the existence of mind and body? I think that's the Kalyan. Your question is whether the one inert material in this world, do they also fall into the category? Am I right? That's your question. But what auntie says, of course, they don't get deluded because they don't have mind. Whereas human beings only, not even animals, we feel we are limited to this. That kind of thinking ability is not present for the others. So I'll just leave it at that. That's knowledge also. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Yeah, Sai Ram.
Oh, yes, I am, Brother Sivadas. Please go ahead.
Yeah, now here they say the life is eternal. So every one of us has a firm belief that life is eternal. So that we will not end in one day in the future. We will not end it because we will survive. Only that mind and body will drop, but we will continue to live. So we didn't have a beginning, but Bhavan here, according to the English translation, we didn't come out from
Nothing.
non-sentient inert. We didn't come from inert. That's what the main thing is. We came from the life. We came from the life. They say God. So God or Sai say. So we came from life. And our origin is life. And we temporarily we put on the body, mind and structure. That's a different thing. But apart from that body, mind, we still continue. So some people believe that we came out of nothing. There's something Sunyam. We came from Sunyam, nothing, nothing. No, it is not nothing. We came from a life. We came a life being. So that life nature is still in us. We will not die any day. Only body mind dies. So this fact, Baba says, this life originated parallel to the cosmos. So see the difference now. When the cosmos started, the life started. So here, temporarily, we have to keep cosmos apart from life for our easy understanding. Like Purusha and Prakriti, like parallel railway track, parallel life. So the So, yeah, so I am lost now because now here the life means ultimately Bhagavan is saying the Chaitanyam. Actually, we have to say that he reverses Chaitanya. Chaitanya part or the understanding or the our what is called ultimately we have the analyzing faculty and everything. So now for example, so say let us assume Sai Baba is just an ordinary human being. How could he do these miracles which science can't explain? So that power the man has, a human being has that power. So our origin is a powerful origin. So for our cloudiness, because we are not bound by him, Maya, say illusion, we are unable to fathom that our real nature behind. So we should not take that we came from Sunya. We came from a life and we are life and we will be life. That type of thing is echoing in this paragraph. That is my small understanding. But if it's wrong, you can just say it's wrong. Thank you, Saira.
Saira, thank you very much, brother. Thank you. I think you. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Sairam, brother. I also have that same question as Sister, Kalyani. As a inert is also because of why I'm thinking like that is Swami, when he built the mandir, Shanti Nilayam, then he has mentioned that particular place stone need to be taken. They were waiting for so long. So at the same time, in that sense, everything is a life, or as you mentioned, it's a Chaitanya, some is there kind of, right? Then in Shiva Puranam also in Tamil, Kallahi, Pullahi, Pullahi, Kallahi, Pullahi, Pullahi, kind of saying, then the inert. So in that sense, what is Swami here saying? Is that the way Swami saying we are not come from inert? If we have come from inert, is inactive only he's saying. But he didn't say that's not life, right? I wanted to understand that part.
Has
Thank
Swami
you.
said
Thank
inert here? I don't.
In
Swami
the English version is there, it has come out of, if it comes out of the inert same or mud, it wouldn't have been inert and inactive.
I see the mud and slime or something like that, no? Maybe we should read the Telugu ones. Auntie?
Yeah. జీవము నిత్యమని మనియే మన అందరి భావము, అది శూన్యము నుండి ఉత్పత్తి కాలేదు, అట్లగుట అసంభవము. జీవం అట్టిదైనచో అది పనికి మాలినదై ఉండును. పనికి మాలిన యూస్లెస్. జీవము కాలాతీతము, కాల పరిమితమై ఏదో ఒక కాలమును పుట్టిన వస్తువుల అన్నిటికీ ఏదో ఒక కాలమున అంత్యము ఉండి తీరను. ఇనర్ట్ అండ్ స్లైమ్ அதுல எழுதலையே இந்த மாதிரி. దానికి సమూల జీవము అట్లా.
So I think thanks, Auntie. Thanks. It is not there. See, the thing is, I think there are two. In Upanishads, there is this concept of, what Chaitanya came out of. Okay, I think, but Swami here is just talking about life itself. So he says life itself did not originate from nothing. Shunya. That's the only word Swami has used. Swami has not spoken about, but he says if it is not did not originate eternally, it did not exist eternally. If it has come in the middle, it has to go. Anything which came in the middle has to go. So what he says is it has come from eternity. See, the thing is, I think there's Chaitanya, can it come from inert, is another discussion. I think we are not, Swami is not talking about it here. So I think it may be better because it is the English translation is a bit confusing and it does not accurately tell us what Swami has so told in the Telugu. So
What?
Swami is basically, Sai Raman, please go ahead.
No. If it has come out of inert slime or mud, it would have been inert and inactive. I think we discussed about pradhan.
Auntie, I will tell you where the translator went wrong. Okay, there is I will explain. Jiva matti danicho adi
Panchi unduno.
So the thing is that word Jiva matti danicho. Okay.
If it had been.
So the thing is, if you split that word into Jiva and matti danicho, then you get a completely different meaning. Matti means
it has to be Jivam atti dainacho.
I know, Auntie, I know. I'm just talking about the mistake the translator has made.
Why it has been like
Okay, because he has translated from matti.
Matti, mud.
No, I'm not talking. No, I was looking at it and I thought, where did the translator find this? See, Jiva Mattida is like, God is nowhere, God is now here. It's like that. You put the W this side, W that side, completely different meaning. So that has been put with this and it became Matti. If you put it with that, it became Jivam and Attidanicho.
Jivam Attidanicho. That is correct.
So please, everyone, please strike through the English version. Jivam Attidanicho. If the life is like that, then it is of no use. Okay, so these are problems which happens, and then we will come up with a completely new Siddhantam. So we will.
Then we can go to that Pradhana. You remember we talked about Pradhana. Pradhana, which is inert and it cannot, the world cannot come out of Pradhana. It cannot be inert. That's how we discussed.
I think it's a slightly different topic.
Very different.
At least we got to the root of Matti now.
Yeah, root of Matti. But when it is combined, Jivam Attidana.
I know.
Been like that.
Yes.
I had been like that.
I was searching for Matti and I found it. Then I realized it was not Matti.
Correct.
Okay.
He has taken the word, split it, and then
it's pretty different. I know.
Swami. Matti. Yes, then taken like that. Okay.
It's like Santa Pakoti. You know that, no, sir? Okay, for others' benefit, I should say. In one Discord, Swami is telling, Kasturi is not translating my talks properly. This is Swami's words, okay? He's saying, he gave a talk, and where he said Santa Pakoti. Okay, things are, useless things are like Santa Pakoti. That's what he said. So, Kasturi Garu, he said Santapa Kodilu. So he said, the chicken like Santapa or something like that. Kodi means, he said chicken or head. Actually, what Swami said was Santa Pakoti. Pakodi means pakodas bought from the Santa, from the marketplace. Swami is saying, what you bought in the market, pakoda you buy in the marketplace is of no use. It can cause problem. But Kasturi, he split the word differently. He said Kodilu means, he thought Kodi means Tamil Kodi. Okay.
Kodi.
So, so something like that has happened here. So please, okay. Sorry.
There's no such thing as mud here.
There's no mud. Okay, Sairam. So Swami just, pardon? Okay. I think we'll go to, there are raised hands. I'll stop. Sai Sathya, please go.
Sairam, I was just going to say, like Swami says, death is the dress of life. So in that way, you can just go back to telling life at its level of asti or even sat, that kind of a framework. Yes. So anything that is that comes and goes is not true life in its sense, and anything that is eternal is life in the absolute sense. So whether we start from anywhere from where we say the involution of God into matter and then the evolution of matter or the creation into God. So even if you start off with rock or whatever, we have so many incidents even with Swami's thing. Where the saris were crying and so on. So literally, what is life is more of what is comes into existence as such, and then how it evolves. That is one aspect. And on a lighter note, like what you were saying with regard to the Santa Pakodi, it's also Swami says. Nen Pogoda Kante Ni Kenti Rama, which gets translated of Nen Pakoda Tinte Ni Kenti Rama, kind of a thing. So that kind of a meaning. So just wanted to answer.
Okay. Yes, Brother Dasan.
Sai Ram, brother. So based on everyone's input, then what I understood in a nutshell, life means if you ask the questions, who am I? So that will give the answer. Thank you, brother.
Brother, you said only the question, you didn't give the answer. But it's okay, I'll pass.
Yeah, then you can talk about more. Yeah, who am I? Then you'll come as a divine.
Yes, thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, Vani, I think you had raised your hand.
Yes, Sai Ramna. So I was going to say similar to what Brother Sai Satish said. I thought life is about something that is a living thing. Biology and all that we study, it has more than one cell. It's a living thing. So I just wanted to add that for Sister Kalyani's question.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Sanjay.
Sai Ramarno, thanks for the response to the original question. Just wanted to add something else to it. I think most of us are able to are able to understand actions and consequences, cause and effect within our current lifetime. It's easy to see that for the most part. And Swami gives the example of some seeds bear fruit quickly, some take a little while longer, some takes decades. So we can see fruits of our actions in our current lifetime pretty easily. I think I felt that Swami is trying to give us the logic and reasoning for the belief in the law of karma here by first establishing, because I think most often those who practice Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism also, the difficulty you run into is this belief in the law of karma, which does not necessarily exist in the same manner in many of the other practices. So that's where, and Swami is trying to arm us with the correct understanding of it by saying the problem is the law of karma in our understanding breaks down when you think life started when I was born and life ends when I die. And sure, we can accept law of karma now, but then when somebody is born with problems, and how do you establish that? And so Swami is saying we've already established the fact that life does not start when you are born, whereas it's an ongoing throughout. As Satish also mentioned, it's just changing of the vesture, changing of clothes. And in that case, it's easier to kind of at least understand that yes, it can go from lifetime to lifetime, and not just restricted to one lifetime. And I thought that is probably what Swami is also helping us understand. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay. I just wanted to this action, karma. I think one of the things, as soon as we bring law of karma, generally people ask, okay, when did I do the first karma? That all these things went wrong. I think this is a question everyone asks. So I thought I will just address that a little bit. See, I think a few concepts for discuss. One is action. Then you perform your action, don't expect the fruits. Then that becomes karma yoga. Then what happens to all the actions which we did? Who is going to eat the results? Who is going to experience is a question which people will ask. So, you can do everything and say, no, I'm not worried about the results. Then what happens to those actions in the world? This is the question everyone will ask, which I don't think is generally understood well. Because then I think the concept of doership also came into being. Okay. In reality, action has always continued. When God is the original actor, he started creation, and if you want to put it that way, action and the results eternally continue. But then what does it mean when we do action and we forget the result? What happens to the action? What happens to us is the question. What it basically means is you are detaching yourself from the result. When you say detaching, you're deciding that you are going to be unaffected by the results. Many people think you do something bad and see, oh, I'm not going to worry about the results. Okay, they think they go scot-free. No, they will have to experience. The body, their body and mind has to experience. But a person who has detached himself from the body and mind will be unaffected by that. So we should understand karma and the results is a law which will never stop working. Karma and the results coming out of it will never stop working. But we can make ourselves unaffected by the results. That's all we can do. That requires sadhana. So that's why even divine beings, even if you take Swami was on a wheelchair. Okay, that is, you can say it was something happened and the result of that. But the body goes through that. It can be changed, but the person can remain completely unaffected because he identifies himself as Atman. So I think we should understand this very well, because uh, uh, even understanding giving up the fruit, we should understand the fruits will be there. But you don't bother about it. You realize that you are Atman, it is the Lord who will take care of it. And I think that is very important. So the law of karma is eternal, just like everything, just like gravity. Gravity didn't start. But if you stand up on a tree and if you fall, the gravity will operate on you. Because the law of gravity will operate just like the law of karma operates. So the only thing we can do is detach ourselves from the experience of the fruits. That's called bhoktrutva. If you give up kartrutva action, doership, you will also relieve yourself from the experiencing. So I thought I will just stop. I don't know, Sanjay, I don't know whether I answered your question or I just blabbered something, but maybe Sanjay asked. I think that is his karma, and the result is me talking. So,
No. Thank you.
Sairam, brother. So, as I know, I agree. I second your opinion, because now we do spiritual practice. We are supposed to do spiritual practices. Whether we do, I don't know. That's okay. We are supposed to do spiritual practices to relieve us from past effects, past actions effect. And definitely, as you said, when more and more we are spiritual truths are practiced, less and less that we don't feel that bad karma, bad effect of the karma. So ultimately, at one point of time, we are totally freed. That aim, that result is in our mind. Otherwise, nobody will go start doing sadhana. So, any action have an aim to be achieved, and in the spiritual last part, we wanted to say we wanted to go beyond the effect of body and mind, and and become ourselves, or say maintain that atmahood, and then now the disturbance is due to the karma's effect. So the karma's effect can be nullified through spiritual sadhana, and we are getting a result finally, that is release from this bondage. So any action will have a result. There's no doubt. So as you said, many people. So all the spiritual activities, all the religious readers, even the jnanis and everything, why are they doing this karma? So Sai Baba is doing all of these and wrote all many books and everything, did all speeches. Why? He has an aim to relieve the people from suffering. So any action has an aim, and that depends how we look at it. That's what I want to say. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you very much, brother. Yes, Brother Dasan.
Yes, Sairam, brother. If we do any action, there is a output. But we have to think, when your words, thoughts, deeds align properly, the output may be not good. But you have to think, this what Lord wants, that one. So we are not supposed to put it in our mind. If we put in the mind, then we're going to go through so many. That means you're expecting something. So if you don't expect anything, we don't need to put it in the mind. That is my opinion. Let others talk. So, thank you, Brother Saira.
Thank you, brother. Maybe on this topic, karma and all that. See, Swami, there are two quotations which everyone quotes. Swami says, less luggage, more comfort, makes life a pleasure over time. And Swami also gives this example. See, if you carry luggage on your head, which is the desires and what you want, you have to carry the luggage on your head. But the intelligent person gets into a train and doesn't carry the luggage on the head. They put it next to them. Okay. So karmic burden is like that. If you take all the karma and hold it in your head as desires, I want this, I want that luggage is very, very heavy. So this karma phala tyaga is nothing but you put the luggage next to you and you just travel. Luggage is still with you, but you are not overburdened by it. So karma phala tyaga is similar to that. So you don't carry it in your head. Which carrying it in my head is just nothing but thoughts and desires. I think Brother Sivada said about mind. Everything is the mind. So the mind, the less luggage in the mind, the more nice the journey is. Because just like there, dark and night will be there, cold and heat will be there in the world. That's not going to go away. But the person will remain unaffected to a great extent. So anyway, so I thought I will just share that. I'll stop here. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please? I think we will go. I think otherwise we have to experience a new research of new actions. So we'll read the next page.
As authoritative texts of the basic beliefs of Bharatiya culture in the spiritual field, the Upanishads, the Brahma Sutra, and the Bhagavad Gita, the Prasthanatrayas, or the three sources, have to be reckoned. Many in India feel that Advaita Vedanta alone is the correct one, but this attitude is not a correct one. The Upanishads are the very voice of Ishvara. The Brahma Sutra is a supreme embodiment of the principles and doctrine propounded by Vyasa. It is the most important of the texts depicting philosophic doctrines. It harmonizes the entire body of philosophic beliefs. Though based on earlier texts and dissertations, there is no conflict between the earlier and later. In the aphorisms of the Brahma Sutras, each conclusion attains fulfillment and reconciliation. The Bhagavad Gita acts like a commentary provided by God for Vedanta.
Thank you very much, Kalyan. Auntie, shall we read the Telugu?
Actually, Swami starts with the sentence.
I know there's some extra pieces in Telugu, so we'll go through that. And
Advaita Vedanta Mokkate Sariye Aina Vedantamani Anekulu Bharatadeshmana Bhavintru.
Swami says in Bharat, there are many who thinks that only Advaita Vedanta is the correct Vedanta.
Idi sarikadu.
This is not right.
Mata Siddhantamulo మత సిద్ధాంతములను అవగాహన పరుచుకున్న చూచువారికి అందరుకును ప్రస్థానత్రయముల అనుబడు శృతులు బ్రహ్మసూత్రము భగవద్గీత ఈ మూడే ముఖ్యము. ఇంకే కూడా స్వామి హస్
సత్యము మరువరా. It's a very long sentence, Andy.
Sorry, సిద్ధాంతములను అవగాహన. Swami, the word Navagahana, it is written.
I know, it's the same thing, Auntie.
Just like that. And then,
yes. So, Swami says, if we correctly understand all the religious principles or philosophies and look at it objectively or whatever, Andarukunu, for all such people, the three texts called Prasthanatrayas, which are Vedas, Brahma Sutras, and the Bhagavad Gita, these three would be seen as important truths, and that cannot be forgotten.
Yeah. ఈ మూడు ముఖ్యమైన సత్యమును మరవరాదు. ఈశ్వరవాణి అయిన శృతులు, ఉపనిషత్తులు, రెండవదైన బ్రహ్మసూత్రములు వ్యాసునిచే ప్రతిపాదింపబడిన తత్వ సిద్ధాంతములన్నిటి యొక్క పరమస్వరూపం.
So the Shruti, so the Vedas, which were the word of God, and the Upanishads, and the second text, which is the Brahma Sutras, which has been put together by Vyasa, Sage Vyasa, which contains all the principles contained in that. It's a whole Parama Swarupa means it's the supreme form.
Yeah. ఇది తత్వ వాంగ్మయమునందు అత్యంత ప్రాముఖ్యము కలిగినది.
This has great importance, great prominence in all the principles which have been, Vangmaya means it has been spoken or taught.
Okay. ఆ అపూర్వ సిద్ధాంతములో పరస్పర విరుద్ధములు కావు.
These principles which are contained, they are not mutually contradictory.
అందు ప్రతిదీ పూర్వ సిద్ధాంతములపై ఆధారపడి ఉన్నది.
In this, each one is dependent on the preceding one.
వ్యాస సూత్రముల్లో వాటికి పరిపూర్ణ స్వరూపము సిద్ధించినది.
In the sutras by Vyasa, these have obtained their complete form.
వ్యాస సూత్రములలో నడుమ వేదాంతమునకు ఈశ్వర నిర్మిత వ్యాఖ్యాన రూపముగు భగవద్గీత ఇమిడి ఉన్నది.
In the middle, the commentary on the Vedanta in the form of Bhagavad Gita by what has been ordained by the Lord for this Vedanta, it is filled with it. Or something. Very sorry, my translation is not the best.
Yeah, ఇమిడి ఉన్నది. భగవద్గీత వ్యాఖ్యాన రూపం. It is like a commentary.
Yeah, so in the commentary provided by the Lord, all these principles are filled. They are all filled in that. Okay.
ఆస్తిక మతములని.
Auntie, that's all I think, Auntie.
Okay.
Okay, so
it's like a commentary provided by God.
Okay. So Swami, I think there are a couple of things Swami is saying. See, first he's saying Advaita is not the only correct one. Then he says there are many principles and Siddhantam, thought processes or philosophies contained in them. They are not mutually contradictory. Each of them is actually dependent on a preceding one. I think these are points which Swami say. And Swami is giving importance to the three basic texts, authoritative texts, which are the Brahma Sutras, Upanishads, and the Bhagavad Gita. And Swami is saying the first one is Ishwaravani, God's word. The second one is Brahma Sutra, is something which Vedavyasa has put together, distilling all the principles in the Vedas. And the Bhagavad Gita is a commentary provided by the Lord, which also is filled with the same Siddhanta, thought process or philosophies. And even though they may seem contradictory, Swami says they all evolve from each other and they are not contradictory. So I will stop here. Anyone who would like to talk or say something, please go ahead. Sai. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Yeah, brother. So I'm just trying to understand. Swami says Advaita Vedanta alone is correct one, right? But that
It is not correct to say Advaita is the only correct one.
yes.
Okay.
So that is to say, but Visishta Advaita, Advaita, they believe in God in that sense. It's been said like Swami is saying like that. Like otherwise at the Advaita people cannot say because others also not contradicting because Advaita has all those things. All those things are accepted in that point of view. Dvaita, Visishtadvaita, Advaita accept that and that see as the something is they will progress towards that point of view. I'm just
No,
trying to understand because of we have studied before, right? That Advaita within that Visishta Advaita and the Dvaita, but now Swami says it's not alone. Mean it's they will come to that kind of thing.
some
Oh,
people,
just
Aruna,
yeah.
some people think that Advaita is the only correct one. Advaita is only correct principle and philosophy. But Swami says, no, it is not so. It is not so because later on, when Vishishtadvaita and Dvaita also came, all of them are carrying the same message. Later on, Swami is going to say that. But some people opinionated in that way, that Advaita Vedanta is alone correct. It is not so. Swami is correct. Swami is saying.
Yes, Brother Sivadas.
Yeah, I just wanted to draw what you said in the previous satsang, in the Sat Circle, and also Brother Sai Satish also mentioned, that the Hanuman's attitude, So Hanuman's attitude, and actually Brother only said that all three are correct. All three. When he felt that he was the body, and he said, I am separate, God is separate. And when he in the intellectual level, mind level or thinking level, he said, I am part of God. And when he felt that he is the Atma, and that time he feels, I am Yuvavan, I am Godavan. Now, that third circle clearly discussed that all three are true. All three are true. As Sai Satish and you dealt it nicely. All three stages are true. So even now we see even the big sages, saints. Now we see saints now. They also worship, take their palm and worship God, even though they are Advaitis. Even Shankaracharya did know that in the last part of life. And so these the three philosophy are correct from the angle we stand at the time, or whatever it is. So even Bhagawan said, now actually Bhagawan mostly said, even though Bhagavan said, was challenged, can anyone rise to my level? And then you can say you are God. If you rise to my level, yeah, welcome, then you can say God. He is indirectly saying you cannot rise to that level. So we are always one with God. So we can say one with God. So when we say one with God, all three are easily accepted, and even big Advaitic saints, they offer flower, do worship, and put water to the guru, to their guru, and everything is still going on. Huh? So that's what I want to just say. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, brother. Anyone else would like to also comment on this? Yes, Brother Dasan.
Yeah, based on this paragraph, what Auntie also very clearly mentioned, so don't discriminate. All are talking about the truth. Even if you study Bhagavad Gita, whichever is came very last compared to other things, it's all same. Thank you, Brother Saira.
Sairam, brother. I think just to elaborate on this, actually, each of the acharyas who are well known for both all these schools, they have commented on each of these texts, Prashtantrayas, using their own, that philosophy, that Siddhanta. And Swami is acknowledging them all as valid, and he's telling people who have an incorrect understanding that only one is correct is wrong. I think that's a bottom line. Thank you very much for everyone. Just Sanjay.
Saira Marano, I had a question about I'm sorry to go back to the previous section. The first sentence in English, it said, now we arrive at two conclusions on which all sects of Hinduism are agreed. But I read this repeatedly. I don't find the explicit mention of what is the second. And one is the concept of continuity of life, which is essentially the reincarnation, the principle of reincarnation. I'm assuming the other one is the law of karma, which is referred to in the previous section, but the sentence maybe help me understand that why Swami says here we arrive at two conclusions.
So, yes, Brother Sivadas,
I think even I had that. It is cosmos. Cosmos also same thing. It's continuing because in the next last paragraph, life must have been existent ever since the cosmos has been in existence. So, and Baba saying this will also be proved through science someday that both has been continuing, and both are truth. Both are truth. Yeah, they are there. It is there. Something like that. That's what I think. But you, brother, others can say, what is the second thing that Bhagavan is saying? That's what I thought. The second one is cosmos. First is life. The second one is cosmos.
So my understanding is these two statements which come after one another. One is life is eternal. It did not come from nothing.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Life is eternal. It did not come from nothing. I think that's the way I understood. Because the statements are coming just after that. Every one of us has firm belief that life is eternal. That means it has always existed. The second one did not come from. Yes.
that could be also. Yeah.
Life is eternal. So karma is also eternal. That is the second one, is it?
No, Auntie, we did see the life did not come from something.
Yeah, that's okay.
So that means there was no second entity from which it was born. So, see, if yes, life is Atman, if you say, it did not come from a second thing. It's only one from that one thing which was full. Purnamadam, Purnamida.
Yeah, okay.
So one is from some completeness only it has come. Number one, everyone believes that. There is substance. And the second one is it is always there. There's no time when it was not.
These are the two.
Kalatita, I think we discussed about
Yeah,
Kalatita.
Kalatita.
Okay. So it's Kalatita is one.
These two conclusions.
Yes.
Conclusions.
Yes. Everyone believes, we are God. And one, God is eternal. And if you want to put it in another way, so I think that's what I understood. But anyway, I've lost sight.
It makes sense, brother. It makes sense. And also, it could not have originated from nothing. Nothing means what's the meaning? Let us discuss that.
It originated from something.
Not originated from something.
If at all it originated, it would have originated from sadvastu, something. From nothing, it cannot come about.
Shunyam. It is not shunyam.
It's not shunyam.
So this is what I'm saying now. So that means it came from a life. If it is has the beginning, if life has a beginning, it should have arisen from a life thing, not the inner. No. That's what the meaning.
Yes. That's why already it was Sat and Asti. That which always existed is Sat. Only from that anything can originate. From that Sat or Sat or Chitta, whatever. So everything has originated from that, number one, and this is eternal. No beginning, no end. These two concepts everyone believes. Okay. Yes, Sai Satish, I think your name has been mentioned. Sir.
Hi, Raman. I was just going to say nothing is not a thing. That is one thing. But I was going to also say that it can also be considered that the Nirguna Nirakara wore the dress of Saguna Sakara. And so from that Nirguna Nirakara is the absolute eternal thing that's going on. And it took on this, what we call as Prakriti, or the Purusha taking on Prakriti, what Brother Shivadas mentioned earlier also. So essentially, I think that life part is just going from the Nirguna Nirakara has been eternal in itself. And then that pulls on the Saguna Sakara, and that again shows that what has emerged as Saguna Sakara is actually coming from the eternal aspect of what is Nirguna Nirakara. So just was thinking if that can again go back to the Hasti Bhati Priyam or the Satchidananda, but just wanted to put it there. Sairam.
Sairam says. Can we move forward, Sanjay? From Purakar?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Sanjay.
One thing I just wanted to add from one of the previous chapters that we have read, while Swami talks about in this section, the Tattva Vichara can equally be done by all the three philosophies. I think in the previous chapter, Swami has said one has to evolve from one to the other, one to the next to the third one. So because all three of them will eventually land you at that one stage, which is not different for each of them.
Thank you, Sanjay, and very, very true. I think Swami, actually Swami himself only spoke to Advaita, or mainly Advaita, teacher, taught. But he did not discount or discredit Dvaita and Vishishtadvaita. And I think in Sandhya Nivarani, if I remember correctly, he gives an example of, he says, A bud is needed, a flower is needed, an unripe fruit is needed, a fruit is needed. They are all the same. Ultimate analysis, they are the same. It is just that they are in a different state on the process of becoming a fruit. So you can't say fruit is not, a flower doesn't mean anything. No, the flower is needed. That's why Swami here also says each one rests on the one preceding that. So a flower is dependent on the bud. An unripe fruit is dependent on the flower. And the ripe fruit is dependent on because it cannot become a ripe fruit if there was no unripe fruit. An unripe fruit cannot be if there was no flower. So these all integral parts of the same thing of becoming a fruit. I think this is what Sanjay you also mentioned here. But the thing is, we don't need to even say that is inferior or superior. No, it's a different stage of a process. Just like a small child becomes an adult. Swami says, I think child is the father of man or something like that. Sairam. Yes, Auntie.
Actually, in Prasthanatraya, the first comes is Shruti. That is Vedas. A further in interpretation of the Vedas came Brahma Sutras. Veda Vyasa did. And further to that Brahma Sutras, which contain the essence of the Vedas, is further explained by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So one depends on the preceding principle. So that just like how you explained the flower and fruit and the seed, all those things also, in the same way, first comes Veda. Veda followed by Brahma Sutra by Vyasa. And then Lord Krishna gave further explanation in his Bhagavad Gita, the same essence. So all the three essence of all the three are in Bhagavad Gita. Saira.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Yes, Brother Sivadas.
Yeah, you said different stages and we evolve to the highest stage. But at the same time, and the last time the Hanuman story, so he is jnani or he is a sage. Okay, Hanuman became a sage, but still he practices these three whenever it is required. So that's what Sanjay is saying, the last stage, we have to attain to the last stage, which is Advaita. But even from the understanding of Advaita, we have to come down to these when the circumstance needed. So we cannot say that is wrong and this is correct and that is superior and this is lower. We can say each of them are necessary. Even after the final stage, that's what the brother Sanjay was saying, that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sai Satish?
Sorry, Manna. I was just going to say again, the example differs, but in terms of, like Swami tells, you have the sugar cane. From the sugar cane, you get the sugar cane juice, which is Advaita. And then from the sugar cane juice, you distill and you get the sugar, that is Vishishta Advaita. And then once you have the Vishishta Advaita, that is the sugar, you have the ant that comes and enjoys the thing, which makes it into Dvaita. But then I think in terms of the progression thing, essentially, yes, you whether you call it primary, secondary, tertiary kind of a thing, as you're going along in the learning, the ant savoring the sugar and then becoming the sugarcane juice in essence, or perceiving the sweetness in anything and everything we see. Because again, I think Swami says that so long as we have the body, we are at the realm of the Dvaita, but then it can be only Bhava, Vishishta, Dvaita. So having the Dvaita, having the feeling of Dvaita at the body level, but always trying to connect to the sugarcane juice or that sweetness of Purnamadam, what you were saying, I think that becomes the focus. So establishing oneself or trying to find the essence of the life which is eternal within that person, or cognizing the Atman, will guide that discussion. But yeah, I'll stop here.
Thank you, sir. Just to add to all the points which were discussed, I think sometimes we get caught in, the Dvaita experience is different from a Vishishtadvaita experience and Advaita experience. So this, all of us have problem in understanding, because we think at one point we can only be one. Okay, we can be the Dvaita ones and then Vishishtadvaita ones, or we are just growing. In terms of maturity, generally we start out with the Dvaita. But as Brother Sivada said, like someone like Hanuman. So I will give another example. See what happened, the Gopikas were always pining after Krishna. So Uddhava thought, they need to be taught. They need help because they are stuck in Dvaita. So, they need to know to go to Vishishtadvaita and Advaita. So they just sought Sri Krishna's permission to go and teach them. Of course, Krishna said, yes, please go. So when he went and tried to teach them, they said, just don't talk to us about all this philosophy. We just want Krishna. So he had a lot of discussion with them. And while discussing, Uddhava realized at the physical level, they were pining for Krishna. At the mental level, they were already sort of with him only. At the Atmic level, they were completely immersed in him. So a real devotee is actually at all three planes of existence, they are thinking of God. At the physical level, they should think of God. At the mental level, they should think of God. At the physical level, they should search for God. Okay, let's say they should search for God. At the mental level, they should think of God. At the Atmic level, they are just lost in Him. And they are continuously existing in this world like that. Whatever they do, which is what was Hanuman. But the thing is, to get to that level of maturity is needed. Any one of them cannot be sacrificed. That's Swami would say it is thought, word, and deed. Thought is thinking, deed is action. The word actually stands for our ultimate experience. So actually, at all three planes of existence, we should be able to experience God in each of these three, and they are one and the same. And if they are not integrated, then something is missing. That's why, for example, some people will say, I am finding Swami in me, but when they look at other people, they are getting upset. There are people who say, I am taking Prashantaniliyam, but the real Prashantaniliyam is bad. Okay, so these are people mouthing all sorts of things. The thing is, at the physical level, you should be connected at the physical level. At the mental level, you should be connected at the mental level. At the Atmic level, we should be Atmic level. No one is independent, no one is neutral if they think there's something wrong. Because we have to be fully integrated at all three levels, and we should experience divinity through each of these Siddhanta. This is what Swami has many times told. So I thought I will also complement the discussion with this thought. Sai Ram. Sai Satish.
Treni Sangamam Anna.
Sai Ram.
Sairam.
Sai Ram Kalyan.
These few sentences, Goswami saying the Shrutis and Upanishads, which are the word of God. Then the second text, the Brahma Sutras established by Vyasa. They hold the utmost importance in philosophical literature. They're not mutually contradictory. Each one is based on the preceding principles. So each one is based on the preceding principles. And then the next sentence is saying that in the middle is Bhagavad Gita. So not really understanding that. Is Swami talking about like Upanishads and then Bhagavad Gita and then Brahma Sutras, and then they're each based on the preceding one?
So I think Manianti already explained Kalyani, because there's a chronological development of these texts. And when they chronologically evolved, they took from the previous one. I think that's what Manianti nicely explained. But it's a similar thing on the philosophical side also. Vishishtadvaism is dependent on because the mind is dependent on the body. Mind cannot exist without the body. The Atman in our separate existence also dependent on the body, because without that we cannot even express the Atman experience, Atmic experience. So there's an interconnectivity, let's put it that way. I think rather than dependent, we say it evolved from the other, or something like that, I would put it. I hope
So is the
others
order
can.
Upanishads and then Bhagavad Gita and
Yes,
then Brahma
yes,
Sutra?
yes. Brahma Sutra and Bhagavad Gita. That's the way Swami has explained. Or maybe it's the other way around. I will just leave it at that. Because Swami used to Madhya. He suddenly plunked the Bhagavad Gita in the middle. So maybe Vedavyasa, I don't know the sequence there, but I will just leave it at that. But
And
Swami
Swami, is he
explained.
saying they attain their complete form in the sutra, Brahma Sutras? He's saying?
Yes, he said, yeah, it attained full. I think, see, one of them condensed, the other one expounded, So both are needed, I guess. I hope.
Actually, Brahma Sutra and Bhagavad Gita are the contributions of Vyasa. So it might have overlapped the same thing. Yeah.
How can we say that the Vyasas, Brahma Sutras are the complete form of these principles when Upanishads and Vedas are the word of God?
See, the thing is, I'm going for, sorry, if anyone wants, please raise your hand. See, it's like this Kalyani. A tree is huge. Okay. Somebody shows you a seed of the tree, but that seed is complete. So the sutras are complete, because if people think that doesn't contain anything, no, it contains everything in the tree. You plant that seed, you will get another tree. So just to explain that, Swami says, in its by itself, even though the sutra is so small and pithy, a small aphorism, it contains a lot, and it's complete in that sense. Is the way I understand. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. It's like, you can eat all vegetables and, all nutrition you can get, or you just buy a pill, multivitamin or something. I don't know whether that can be equated to this, but I thought I'd just. Swami is nicely explaining what all we have to study. So if all of you can, we have to study the Vedas, we have to study the Sutras, and we have to study the Bhagavad Gita. He's prescribed our textbooks. 427. I don't know whether people want to.
Is it okay for you to tell what is that Bhagavad Gita and Prashant? What is that? Please.
Prasthanatraya.
I think somebody can speak. I have spoken too much today.
Thank you.
Sairam, Auntie, please, can you explain, Auntie?
Prasthanatraya, she wants to know the
Yes,
meaning.
Auntie, she doesn't want to know what it is, yes.
These three texts are recommended by our elders or by our sages before we leave this world. Prasthana means you go away from this world. When you leave your body, you go, we don't know where we are going. That soul which travels, before it goes out of this body, these three texts, if we study, and we can really attain God. That is what prasthana. Prasthana means leaving this place and going to another. That's what meaning of prasthana. Is it okay, Arun?
Yes, Charlie, thank you, Auntie.
Okay, thank you.
So the Trayas means three. Trayas three. So three already takes Trayas.
Thank you.
See, what Swami is saying, sister, you had to pack these three books before going on the trip. That's Auntie saying. See, the Mahaprasthana is the final trip.
When you said trip, I thought,
Brother, in Brahma Sutra, we say we are like a Atma and we have to reach there kind of. Bhagavad Gita talks about our Upanishad, how to live in a world in a dharmic way. That's the reason I wanted to understand. Now, Prasthana Traya is the one tells us From this
Sister,
world to
sister, these
yeah.
3 books are called Prasthanatraya. 3 texts. Okay, the most important 3 textbooks.
Okay.
That is what Prasthanatraya, which is
Okay.
needed for the journey of life. These
Okay.
3 textbooks are needed for the journey of life.
Okay. I got it. Thank
Yes,
you. I
yes.
missed
So,
that Upanishads one. Okay.
yeah, so that
Okay.
what it basically means is if you study these 3 texts,
Okay.
your
I
life
got it.
journey will be smooth, not only in this life, also in the future.
Other life.
Okay.
And next life, you will continue where you left off. You will be taking, these are 3 books you can pack for the final journey.
Okay.
You can take it across, past death.
Yes.
Money you won't be able to take,
Yes.
but
It's
the
the
knowledge,
impulse. It comes in the impulse.
yes. Sai Sati
Come
says
as an impulse.
Travel guide.
it's a travel
Thank you.
guide.
Yeah.
Sure. Now I got it. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
31.
So it's 4:31. And so I think we'll close the session today. I think it was, at least I enjoyed the discussion.
Yeah, everybody enjoyed that. I hope so.
We will
The
continue again
last
next
one
week.
was, sorry, brother. The last one study cycle is very. I listened to 2 to 3 times because each one was telling the same thing. And you said same thing, but different terminology and different viewpoints. But it was very deep, very deep. Each of the contributions was very deep. I was thinking. I normally listen again and again, but I was listening. What is this? People are talking the same thing from different angle, and it's very. I don't think. I think the number of views will be increasing for that particular one day. You remember? I'll tell you. Thank
That's
you.
why Swami is telling, brother, every point of view is not contradictory.
Yeah.
This is what she says. Every point of view, as long as you're studying, is not
Mm.
contradictory. It's only a different view, different perspective. And that's why we come together to share our perspectives and benefit from each other. And
Because
so,
Brother Carey, yeah, I didn't listen correctly, no. So when I listened to him, he said the same thing. The 2 aspect of time, he also said it. So everybody was saying that after that also. So that's a good thing. I
actually,
want Carey to be here every Sunday cycle because.
Brother Kerry, you have an invitation and you can't turn it down.
Thank you. Very generous.
Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Okay, so we'll close the session for today and we'll meet again next week. Sai Ram.
Saram.
Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.